Sort of my visuals. Good morning, everybody. Great to see you. Let's make a difference. I'll stick to that. Since 24th April 2013, nobody can deny anymore that the fashion industry has a serious problem. What happened that day? On Wednesday, 24th April 2013, the 8-story Rana Plaza building in Bangladesh, housing several garment factories, collapsed, killing 1,129 people and leaving another more than 2,000 people injured. The factories inside the building were manufacturing fashion for more than 25 international fashion brands. This was all over the news in any part of the world. The day before the horrible accident, cracks were noted in the building, and the building was evacuated for safety reasons. And when all the other businesses in the building stayed closed for this reason the next day, textile workers were ordered to come back to work. The next morning, the building collapsed with more than 3,000 people inside the building. Now, this is horrible. And this is, of course, a story of corruption and a story of the lack of good governance in this place in Bangladesh. But please, let's not make this too easy for us. This is also the story of fast fashion and of the extremely high pressure on garment factories to deliver fast and low-cost fashion. And if you wonder, how has it come so far, and who's responsible for that, you probably get a different answer depending on whom you ask. If you'd ask a textile worker, she might say, oh, it's the factory owner. He won't pay me more. And if you ask the factory owner, he might say, it's the Western fashion brands. They won't pay me more. And if you ask a representative of a Western fashion brand, she might say, it's the consumer. They don't want to pay more. And, well, the consumer, we all are. So you can ask that question to yourself. An average consumer would say something like, yeah, I don't make these prices, and how do I know I get something better only by paying more? Anyway, what I want, and I think what we all want, is express our personalities and feel good with the outfits that we wear. So we can easily see that there is truth in all these answers, and it doesn't bring us any further to play the blame game and think about who's responsible. We have to do something about that. And I want to show you that we can have both. We can express our personalities and wear fashion that is made under fair and green conditions. What do you usually do when you have a problem and you want to solve it? Where do you start? You talk about it, right? And that's exactly what we need to do here. We need to talk about this. Everybody knows, but nobody seems to want to talk about it. We need to start this new conversation, and we need to ask new questions. And I have good news for you. There are some brands out there that already do an excellent job, and they make beautiful, green, and fair fashion. And that's the kind of companies that I work for. The people working for these companies have deep intrinsic motivation to make a difference and to make the world a better place. And that is fantastic. That is why they get up every morning and do what they do. Often, that is also the way how they communicate. And by doing that, they limit themselves to a very small group of consumers that thinks just the way they do. And I'll give you an example. Before Christmas, I needed a present for my very best friend. And I went to Amsterdam to this really cool, sustainable fashion shop. And I wanted to buy her a scarf because I thought, this is like, I don't see her often. This is like the best hug from the distance I can give her. And I approached the shop, and on the window, I saw the slogan, "Come in, you're right here for your guilt-free Christmas shopping." And I felt, ouch, why do they do that to me? This was about my friend and about me and our friendship. This was beautiful, and now this is about guilt. So my advice to brands is, talk about the benefit of your product, rather than about all the ugly things that you don't do. And oh, by the way, it's also made under fair and green conditions. A company that does that really well, and I brought the picture because there's a half-naked man on it, I thought we would like to see that, is Safe Basics, a sustainable underwear and basics brand from here, from the Hague. And they have their campaign, Love Your Butt and Save the World, and it's really funny, and it's more about the benefit of the of their fashion rather than about all the bad things. Another advice I give to the fashion industry is look around at other sectors. Take food, for example. Organic food has been there forever, at least, well, I'm German, where I come from. When I was a little kid, there was organic food. But it only started to grow seriously when it stopped being about saving the world, and it started being about the consumer and his health and well-being. Let's do the same with fashion. Let's make this about our consumers. Because anyway, we can't talk about this topic without talking about the consumer. The ultimate power lies in the hands of the consumer. It's them who decide where they spend their money. And we all are consumers. So to show you what we're talking about, I undertook a little non-representative research. It's not dangerous. You can all do that at home. And actually, I recommend you to do that. I just opened my wardrobe and counted everything that I could find. And here's the results. I found 8 coats and jackets, 12 pairs of trousers, 13 dresses, 23 cardigans. I know that is weird. 5 sweaters, 49 tops of all kinds, 11 skirts. I was quite overwhelmed at that point, and I stopped the counting when I came to the drawer with the underwear. But I did count 14 pairs of shoes. Now this is crazy, because I'm just this one person, and I only have this one body to wear all these things. But then again, it's just an average wardrobe for a Western middle-class woman. So if the ultimate power lies in the hands of the consumer, what if the consumers feel they don't have good enough alternatives yet? Well, again, we need to talk about this. We need to let the industry know that we care about how things are made. We need to ask questions, and you have so many different ways to do that. You can ask a question in a shop, you can send an email to your favorite brand, or you can talk about it on social media. And I assure you, any industry closely follows all the important trends on social media, and if they consider something is growing big, they will act upon it. Another question I often get from consumers is, but how can I judge? It's so difficult, and the information is technical and difficult to find. And that is true. But again, I have good news for you. You don't have to read long and boring sustainability reports or press releases to know. The analysts of Rank a Brand have done that for you, and I know because I am one of them. I read these reports for you. On the website, rankabrand.org, you can find very easy and transparent sustainability rankings on many different consumer brands, not only fashion. And it's really worth going there and checking your favorite brand. But then, what is the change we want to see in the industry? Of course, we want an industry where another Rana Plaza accident is not possible. We want an industry that offers good and safe workplaces and pays living wages to the workers. But that's not enough. We also want a textile industry that makes intelligent and responsible use of resources and the environment. We want the textile industry, and actually any industry, to move away from our linear economic model where we use raw materials to produce things, use things, and throw them away. We want to close that loop. We want to move towards a circular economic model where already when designing a product, we think about how we can reuse all its components. The American outdoor brand Patagonia, for instance, has established a whole system for their used products to be resold if possible, reused, or recycled into something new. And again, I advise the fashion industry, look around, learn from other sectors. In the construction sector, for instance, this concept of circular economy is a lot more advanced already than in fashion. And you never know, one industry's waste might be another's raw material. So what I'm telling you is, if we take that down into small pieces and talk about it, by starting this new conversation together, we can build a whole different world. And this is a world where Rana Plaza can't happen anymore. This is a world where we can all express ourselves and feel good in our outfits and know that they're made under fair and green conditions. In this new world, consumers know their style, and they don't have to follow any fashion trend. They also let the industry know that they care about how things are made. Fashion brands establish long-lasting and good relationships with their suppliers. They know who their suppliers are, and they invest in training, quality, and innovation of new materials and processes. Factory owners, and also governments in producing countries, take the responsibility for their people so that textile workers in the whole world can earn living wages with their hard work. And if you want to be part of that, and if you want to contribute to building this new world, just start this new conversation with me today. Check out your favorite brands on Rank a Brand and ask questions the next time you go shopping. Thank you very much.